When I was 7 years old, me and my brother and my younger brother and his friend, we were playing in these abandoned buildings. We were such tiny children that I actually stood on a big wooden door and paddled with a cornhusk broom in the flooded basement of these big old houses. Well, it was quite an adventure that day. I was 7 years old. My older brother would have been 9, and my younger brother would have been about 6 or so. Anyways, we found all kinds of awesome things to play with. And we found these hubcaps. And they were basically like metal bowls. And we thought, hey, we could go over to Eddie's house. His dad left the gas can out front. So we went there and we went and stole some matches from his house. Little kids, we could almost climb through the ductwork. I remember getting the matches at the top of the fridge from above the fridge. So it must have been in the ductwork. Anyways, we were behind this big house. We poured gasoline in these 2 hubcaps. I say they were 5, 10 feet away. I'm not sure. Maybe 3 feet. I don't know. I was little. And the 2 older boys, the 2 9-year-olds, they lit the one. And because it had sat there for a while, because we were kids and we didn't know how to actually light matches, so the gasoline sat there for a while, fumed up, and it went when they lit it. Now, naturally, I was standing back from that, but they got scared, and they kicked it. And they kicked it right at me. I put my arm up. You can see my arm has some burns to it. Anyways, I put my arm up to block it, and being summer in 1967, I had a button-up short-sleeve shirt, jean shorts on, and they were wet because we live right by the lake. Anyways, I was on fire, panicking. I didn't know anything about stop, drop, and roll or any shit like that. You know, it was 1967. So I ran. I ran through an orchard, through a field. I ran as fast as I could, but not fast enough not to burn all the weeds and the shrubbery down to the level that I was on fire from the waist up. My brother ran behind me, pulled what was left of my shirt off of my body, and then my mother wasn't home, my father wasn't home, there was a babysitter. I ran in through the back door, climbed up onto the sink and started pouring glasses of water onto my arm, and my arm was peeling like a banana and then melting like wax at the end of the peel. Anyways, the babysitter, 17-year-old girl, God bless her soul, she flagged down a car. They wrapped me in a gray blanket, and she flagged down a car. And this guy had a trailer, and he actually took the time to back the trailer and leave it in his... Anyways, I remember waking up on the highway, wrapped in this gray cloth, and then the next thing I remember is looking down at my body, covered on a gurney, with my arm out, covered in these gray cloths, kind of look like mechanic cloths back in the day. Wet gray cloths, squares all over my upper body and my arm, There was a doctor and a nurse looking over me, tending to me. I'm not sure. The nurse was on one arm, the doctor was on the other. My parents were there in cap and gown and booties and everything. And I was looking down from the ceiling, from the sky. I don't know. I don't remember. I was 7. I remember looking down. And I remember my mother calling my name. And the next thing you know, I woke up on the gurney. And I survived. I spent 6 months in the hospital. They wanted to cut my arm off at one point, and, my mom said no, even if you can't use it. My arm looks fine, works fine. When I was 16, it was really thick burn scar, and I had some surgery. Now it looks like a small burn scar. But anyways, that's the day that I died, in 1967. And that's my near-death experience. I've never had anything like that ever happen to me. Of course, I've never been in the hospital since then. Never had any operations, except for the plastic surgery that I had for my arm when I was 16. But anyways, I'd love to know. I don't remember anybody being there with me or anything like that. I just remember looking down at my body and seeing my parents weeping and my mother calling my name in a crying way, and I don't know if somebody was holding me by the hand or there was an urge to continue going, but the cries made me turn back and look back anyways. Anyways, that's my story. And I fucking hope that there is life after death, because I got some grandkids I gotta watch over. Thanks.